That's right. We are live on YouTube. Thanks to all of you. As you know, this is not English class. This is a platform conversation to practice our English, improve our accent, and unlock our English potential. It's so important to practice how many times as you can. And I'm not a teacher, I'm a student as you, and I'm here to practice the same skills. Today, we are going to talk about remote teamwork and collaborative practice. Nowadays, it's so common for the people staying at home and working for companies all around the world, even in Brazil or in the Europe or North America. So it's important to talk about that. Uh, let's move it on. Iago, please, can you read the question number one and answer for us?
Yes. How do you maintain team cohesion and connectivity in a remote work environment? Um, for me, I work in a remote team, but sometimes my work can be very lonely, and sometimes I only speak to one person for days, or or I speak with anyone for days. Like I spend 1, 2, if I want 2 days without speak with anybody. Um, but I think that in remote, when we work from home, I believe that we need to I forgot completely the word, but we have to trust in the other person and that the other person is doing that job too. For example, I receive some demands by day, and I'm working on that demand, and I have to deliver it by the end of the day, by the beginning of the next day. And I think that trust that we need to have that the other person is doing that job, and it's fine. You don't have to how can I say to I forgot, but you don't have to cobrar so much the other person. But I don't know. I think that it depends from company to company how this micromanage will work. I don't believe that micromanage works in remote teams because how I said you have to trust that the other person is doing that job. And yeah, I think that remote work and it's based on trust. I believe.
That's it, guys. But all of all people who's working from home have the same situation. You receive the task, you're doing the task and deliver the task by an email. But when you are a part of a team, people had to know about how the thing is going on. And for that, I have been working for digital agents for the last 8 years. And we have some tools that we can see how the thing is going on. Iago is working on a new framework, for example. That's right, it's on, it's moving on. But if you don't put on the, I will show it as a screen too, you know. If you don't put at the screen what you are doing, I don't know how the project is going on. If someone's asking to me, hey, Luis, how are we doing? You are the project manager. Uh, how is the deliveries will be? fine, we'll be delivering in a good period of time. And this kind of tools helping us with that. I think Ju talking about that, she working with that. She probably can talk about, but it's so important to maintain the cohesion and the connected. And sometimes some people have a doubt, and I can identify if the task you planning for this task 2 hours, and after 2 days, this task don't moving on. And it's important to know how you feel, if you are comfortable with the task, if you need help. It's important to know. I think this question is about that. Ju, can you contribute with us?
Yes, I think that I I try to be always in contact with people by the Microsoft Teams. In your group, there is a daily, and people start the day asking for help. You are sharing the activities that they need to do and things like that. And during the day, we can talk writing, you know. Um,
Mhm.
that's a good tool. And there is something important that Iago said about the managing. I don't know,
I
and
think it's
you
that.
don't need to charge for the time that you are working, but we need to looking for the results. So sometimes I need to go and to do something personal, so it's okay. And when I come back, I restart my work. So the connectivity it's nice now because we can go around and take a look on the cell phone. You don't need to stay just sitting on the chair in front of the notebook. It's different nowadays with the remote work. So not asking every time for the what are you doing? What are you doing? Just waiting and put the focus on the results.
Yes, I agree with you. But when the things comes too quiet, I start an alert here. No one's talking, nothing. Everyone is quiet. No one have doubt. No one needs some help. Sometimes if you work with a senior team, it happens, but we don't have senior teams all the time. We have different levels of professionals in our team, and when the things comes quiet, I pay attention with that. And about you, Yasmin, what you can share with us?
I think the key to maintain the cohesion and connectivity maybe is apply like Scrum activities. Dailies are really important, mainly with people that work remotely, because sometimes, like Iago, you pass days without talking with anybody, and sometimes even a daily with 10 minutes in your day, you can know about what other people are doing, if they have some problem with that, if you can help with something. And I know this is really, really important because sometimes we don't have so much connection with people, but we are like stopped in our work because we need help, but sometimes it's hard to ask for help. And maybe with daily meetings, will became more easy to ask for help. And maybe the help is just one question that the other person will quickly think about it and help you. So I think can really make a connection between the team and change the environment. And other thing that I think is really important is truth too, because mainly in remote work, because I already passed through a situation that I have a a person on my team, and this person always didn't have internet to work for. And even receiving the activities to do passed by 6 months on the company, and the person didn't know how to do something that is like basic in our team. And this was really hard because uh, sometimes people think, oh my God, I working from home, so I will do nothing because I'm at home. No one is watching, no one will know if I didn't do my things. But people notice, even if we use a Kanban board and see the others' activities, is notable, like is visible. If I have 5 activities and the person has one because the person never appears, it is visible, So I think it is so important to have truth and meetings to have this kind of connection. And I think it's important to have a meeting of topic too, like a meeting that you didn't talk about work, because it's necessary to make a connection, not with the other professional, but with the other person. And this is important because sometimes the person is really passing through a difficult moment at home, and sometimes we cannot know about it because we are not meeting front of the person, and sometimes a meeting talking other things without being work can really make the connection.
Great. I remember in other immersion that I can hear, and I talked about that. Working from home, it's amazing, but it's not for everyone. Imagine me if I'm living with my parents and I have 5 brothers inside of my house. I will stay in panic about that because so it's really hard. And sometimes you have people in this kind of situation. I remember a guy from my team, and he works with your wife in the same room, in the same space. And in our meetings, we are hurrying about the job of your wife. And your wife working with contact telephone with clients all the time. I will feel crazy if I have this kind of situation, But it's really hard to working from home. And don't imagine that the people are do not look in your what are you doing. If you receive a notebook from your company, forget it. You have a problem to see what are you doing. So stay tuned. That's it. This is not writing in a rock. This is just a topic, and we can evaluate our conversation in different ways. I just put the questions to guide our conversation. But let's move on. Gil, please, can you read the question number 2 and answer for us?
What techniques do you use to facilitate effective collaboration between team members who are geographically dispersed? The dailies that I already said. I work with a lot of workshops when people can use Microsoft Whiteboard or Miro or Mentimeter. They are some tools that we can organize the ideas, the brainstorms. So it's some tools, and try to explain the things writing the most organized with topics, lists, and give the tools to the people can collaborate it. That's
Great. Thanks for sharing.
the tools.
Thanks for
I think
sharing.
that I answered the question number 5, Sean. Sorry.
No, it was right. Yeah, we have talking about tools for sure. in some moment here, but we need the tools, you know. If you don't have tools, it's turning on, you know, I don't know how can I say bagunça in English, but
A mess.
yeah, it's turning a mess. So you have to use some tools, you know. Someone is more friendly, other one is more difficult. But
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that too in the question number 5.
I think that better than the tools, it's you have some a kind of organization, you know, give the steps to people do the things similar. Because as Yasmin said, sometimes the person doesn't receive the orientation necessary to start. So in the things that I've been working nowadays, I try to make templates or instruções, you know, just to putting myself in the other person activities and what I'd like to receive to work and comfortable, you know. So I try to give the communication. The communication is the main tool, I think. Just I didn't know about it. Yes, but you have a channel, we have a group, we have knowledge file, and when you can find all the descriptions, you know, just make virtual workspace to people work.
Yes, I remember the last agents that I'm working for, they was the best about that. They have a drive, you know, a Google Drive, you know, and everything is there. Everything you want to know, you can find there. You can find information about the clients, about the scope, about the hours, about how much money these clients are paying. The information are open all the time for you to see
Amazing.
what other teams are doing to solve the same problem. For example, you know, I'm working in a squad with 5 people. We had something about 6 squads there, and we have other clients in other squads, but sometimes they have the same problem. Oh, I'm in doubt. Let me see what the other squad are doing to solve this kind of problem. It's open. It's open, you know. The information needs to be open. It's more easy. And I remember a guy that entered in the team, and I asked him for something, and he shared a document with me, an Excel document, and she hid the formula, and that's making me crazy. But why these guys are hiding the formula of this sheet if the documents are open? You know, why people do that? I don't understand. Moving on, Yasmin, can you share something with us?
I think I never front this situation like people start to block the visibility of information. I
It
think it's really
happens.
crazy because okay, some things is okay. For example, things that are I forgot how it's sensível. But for example, if you work for human researches, you sometimes you don't have to know how much the client spends with something, you know. But something that someone of your team use to the same work, the same activity is really crazy. You hide is something like I uh pass an image like I found how to do something, but I don't want to share to because I am afraid of the person became best to me on it. I think Rio passed this feeling, this image of the other, and is just over with the collaboration because if you are in a team, at my perspective, sometimes you can don't know about everything, don't have all of the skills, but if you appear to be someone that are there to help the others, this for me is a best thing, you know, because we are people and our value is on it. For me, value is better and is over than any other kind of things, because nowadays we have machine to do everything. And the only thing that machine cannot do is act like a human. So is our differential, you know. And we need to be collaborative with others.
Great, amazing. Thanks for sharing. Iago, can you contribute with something?
Yes. I think for me it's a little bit different how we work in our remote team, because for example we work with a lot of text documents. So we're not, as an instructional designer, we not necessarily do proofreading, for example, but we patronize the text to be the way that the university that contracts the the company, um, it has a standard. The document needs to be in a standard. Um, so so we don't have any specific techniques, but sometimes as I said, we work with a lot of text documents, so we leave a lot of comments on the text. So the teacher that elaborates the document can correct, or we can give some feedback for other teammates. For example, today I was analyzing, I don't know how to say it in English, but banco de questões, and it's a big document. It has like 48 questions. It's like 100 pages, and we read all that and see if the structure is the right way. And we always leave some comments for the teachers, and we have some new people on the team, and the comments always serve for the other people, see if they ask for all the corrections for the teacher. So it's the documents goes every way possible. Sometimes it go 4 times to the teacher and come back to us. And I think that the main thing that we use is this kind of of uh, technique. I don't know if that's a technique, but that's the way we used to work. And sometimes when it's something very specifically, um, uh, for example, if I see a document that other person already corrected, and I see that it has a lot of things that passed by, and the other person didn't saw it, I always send a message and give some direct feedback so the person can know how they can improve that job. Um, and we have a lot of contractors, so I never expect an immediate answer. I think that in remote work we we need to be patient too, because not always the person will be there to answer immediately, and we have to be patient. We have to give the full message already. Give me good morning and say what I need to do. Don't expect me to answer it. And I think that we need to be direct to other people, because not always the person will see this message immediately and give a response to us. So we say everything that we need, and when the person can't answer us, it's fine. It's okay.
Asynchronous communication, I think,
Yes.
that the right term, we have colleagues of people that said, hey, good morning, and waiting for you. I never give an answer for that. Be objective. What do you want?
Yeah, sometimes I had this colleague that always, hi, good morning, and they expect me for me to give an answer. And I always think, just say to me what I need to do
Yeah,
immediately. I'll
don't
give you an
stall my concentration.
yeah.
With my group of team, we already established this rule. We don't send this kind of messages because everybody knows that we will not answer, but the people from the other departments, they always do that. But I think that should come from the CEO, a direction, don't do that because, oh my gosh, there is always someone that do that. And if I turn into close friends, close colleague, I give this tip, don't do that, please. It's
That's good.
boring.
So boring, so boring. Before this mission, I received a private message from WhatsApp from a guy on our WhatsApp group from Talk and Talk, asking about the questions of my immersion. And I see that it's alive, it's on the planet. And but people, we have a lot of people there that I don't know, and I stay surprised. Why don't you see there? So let's move on. I will read the question number 3. How do you address communication and coordination challenges within a remote team? Don't do micromanager. It's important if you work in a remote team, everyone has to trust in each other. It's so important. We are all professionals. If don't have the ability to work in a remote environment, it's really hard. But if you are in, you are in, and you have to collaborate and expect that. I don't, my communications as we are talking have to be objective, you know, real objectives. If I need something, I will put it on a chat. I don't like to use something like Jules said about the micro. I forgot the name. The chat from Microsoft.
Microsoft Teams.
Yes, I hate it. Or use the other one, or use the WhatsApp. If it's really important, address an email to me and register that. I'm always doing that. If I need something that, for sure, if I don't want a fast response, you know, use an email. I have a really bad experience nowadays working from Portugal agency. You know, they are in trouble. They are in trouble with a lot of websites. They don't have the right communication, and I implemented all the things there because it's really hard to understand. In Europe, in these months like August and September, everyone is on vacation. Everyone goes to vacation. There's a product, an MBA product, the 60 best MBA from Europe in the period that peoples are making your subscriptions. All of them are on vacations because it's too hard. I stay in a project by 3 months that don't have people to solve the problems for implementation. I'm giving the access to do the things. It looks terrible. But I'm trying to do that. It's so safe. Yasmin, can you share something with us? Communications.
Sure. Um, I think the way to manage the communication, mainly in remote ways, is consists. I don't know if this word exists in English, but sometimes we receive this kind of messages that you already talked about, like good afternoon, and expect to your feedback, and after this I need this. And other thing that occurs a lot is you send or receive to someone a big text about a lot of things that you have to do, and sometimes this big text is just one little task, and so it's really necessary to be I forgot I remember. Effective communication. Do talk the exact thing that you wanted, because sometimes you expend a lot of time and a lot of space of messages just saying, oh, I need this because this and this work that. No, just say, I need this and I need this for this day. Is that, and we lose a lot of time trying to interpret the other's message, and sometimes it's so easy. And I think the best way to practice effective communication is like uh, act like if you are talking to someone that are new in your company. You have you don't have to give so much details about everything. You just have to send the message, send the effective message. And I see that is a big problem, mainly in teams that don't have so next contact with others. For example, if we compare sales department with IT department, of course, sales department will have more communication skills with others. So I think is a big problem, not just in companies, but in our lives. People sometimes say a lot of things to justify itself, and sometimes it's just to say the easy. Say the easy sometimes is the best way. And I think nowadays is a big problem of communication. So I think in remote team is so important to have the communication effective, and try to avoid this, like send a message, a greeting message like good afternoon, good morning, expect the other's response, and after this say what you need. I think is the worst thing that you can do, because sometimes you need something that is urgency and you expect to another's response. You lose the task, because sometimes the person is busy
Yeah.
with another thing. If you don't say, people will don't know. So I think is the best.
The thread comes too long, and the
Yeah.
things are going
I,
to.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you
Sorry.
guys agree, but sometimes I think that it's a kind of strategy of people, because if their boss asks you, but did you talk with Ju? Oh, I call her, but she didn't answer me, you know? But when you look at the search, there is a hi, how are you doing? You didn't said what you needed. Sometimes people, oh, I did my part, I call her, but I'm waiting for the answer. But that's, I don't know if it is happens, you know. It's a bad strategy just to save time, you know.
I know nowadays how Yasmin mindset comes from because I started a certification in Python, and the first rule of to doing a program is what is a program? A object, a objective request. No doubt, objective request. This is the definition of the teacher about program in Python. Objective request for real and true response.
I think
I'm right?
we Brazilians, I don't know how to say in English, but a gente dá muita volta, just to say what you want to. We don't
Yes.
want to be rude, we don't want to say no, and always to be polite, and I don't know, we don't go to stretch to the points because we don't like to get in fight, in this environment. At least in my situation, my company, people are polite. Anyone fight, and we stay there just writing a lot of things to try to say, and underlines, I don't know, entre linhas, just but I need to charge, but I cannot write that the person is late, but just say you are late, you are impacting my results, but you will engage in a fight. So it's bad because we stay with, hi, hello, how are you doing? And the work is there waiting for the results.
Where everything is fine, that's right.
Yeah, just say
I
what you
think
wanted. What do you want from me? Just say.
I think that in some cases it's important to understand what is happening to the other person. If things are really okay and why the other person is not delivering the job. But I don't know. I think that it's something that comes from the generation. I think I don't know for Yasmin that it's much more younger. I don't know if for her generation, for example, you are more direct than we are. But I noticed this gap when I have some colleagues that always, for example, we in the company that I work, we use Discord for intern communication. It's great because I hate use my WhatsApp for work, and it's a great solution to now use WhatsApp. And it's not that easy to send a voice message on Discord. I don't know. It's not that practical if you when you use WhatsApp, for example.
Yeah, you can do that, but it's not common.
Yeah, and I have these colleagues that they like to send voice messages, and oh okay, yeah, you and I always think, oh okay, you're saying me that, and then when in this case when someone's give me direction for me to do a work, for example, I always have to type everything that the other person said to me, and ask the other person, you ask me for do this and that. Is that's it? That's what I need to do? And the person, yes, that's what you need to do.
The hard work stay with the who listen, but the person that send, they don't want
For
to
sure.
have the hard work to write. It's bad.
and,
Dados.
and that's why I think that it might be some generation difference that we have. That's why I ask Yasmin if for her generation, for example, when she talks to her friends, if they used to be more direct than we are, for example, because I think that we have this gap.
I think for my friends is like, uh, okay, good afternoon. How are you? I'm doing good. And this is the gossip of the day. It's like that. send at the same time because we are talk about, for example, if I ask to my friend, "Good afternoon, how are you?" and may send the other message if her back to the how are you and send, "Oh, I'm not so okay." We are back to this message, so I think we are used to just send out and we'll be back into the things because sometimes if I send, "Oh, good afternoon, how are you?" and expect to hours to be answered, I will forget how I need to say, because things are going so fast. Sometimes I started a conversation and if I didn't send what I want to send, I will forget. So I think we are more used to send everything and we being back to messages at the first after.
I remember a thing I saw with my daughter. I watched a movie with my daughter about emojis. It's a new movie on the streams. Amazing. If all of you have the opportunity to see,
Inside
if
Out?
I think it's that Inside Out the name. I don't know. No, I think no. The name is emojis. Emojis. The stories comes from inside your cell phone, and the emojis are fighting inside here to be used. So this is how the peoples are going to communicate nowadays. They don't type anything. They use an emoji, and I think to seen for my daughter, who she has just 7 years old. What the kind of thing that she loves. Well, 10 minutes. Favorite tool for use in the Scrum Master mode. Ju, favorite tool.
To communication, Microsoft Teams. I don't use WhatsApp on
No,
my
no,
work.
no, no. To Scrum Master and use on your project, not a communication chat.
Okay. I use Planner,
Planner.
but some people use Trello here, but I don't like it. I use Planner from Microsoft.
You use anyone? Yasmin, which do you use?
Um, Usually I use Planner or Trello too, but I already used Jira, but it's a little complicated. I prefer Planner. I think it's intuitive, the navigation and the tools are so intuitive, so I prefer Planner and Trello too.
Planner is Microsoft Planner,
Yeah, Microsoft Planner.
right? Great. How about you, Iago?
So, I think that we are using Run now. It's a different software. They changed like 2 months ago, I think. But I don't use that much. Like I said, usually we have a Excel and we have the links of the documents there, and we just take what we need that. And
I
Google
have
Drive,
been
obviously.
great. Yeah, for sure.
And we use a lot of documents.
I have been using these kind of tools for the last 6 or 80 years. And I have the same perception about you, Yasmin, when I met Jira. And I say, oh my God, this is terrible. But after a year, I started to love Jira. You know, I think it's the best tool for me. I have used Monday, I have used ClickUp, I have used Trello, but I really love Jira. Jira or Jira, I don't know how can I pronounce. How can I say that in English? Can you help me?
I I don't know about to be honest.
So
I
let's
think
call
that
it
is gyra in English because
Jira. It's Jira.
I remember a YouTube ad that they say something
Oh, right.
about a software and they talking, "Hi Jara, you done?"
That's it, great. I never used the Microsoft platform, so I didn't know about Microsoft Planner. This is why I'm asking about it. So guys, this was our immersion. I hope you enjoy it. I need to know about your perceptions and if it was a good subject for us. Please feel free.
Yeah, I think that it was a good subject to talk about it. Sometimes I find some difficult to talk about some topics here. I think that two days ago I had a session that we talked about collective intelligence, and it was very hard to talk about it because I didn't have the necessary vocabulary or the reference to talk about it. And I think it was easy to talk about this one today.
Yeah,
Great,
I
thanks for
really
sharing.
like it, this topic, which was nice.
Great, thank you. Thank you for coming. And about you, Yasmin.
I agree with you guys. I really like this topic, and I will try Gyra sometime again. Who knows? Maybe will works for me. And I think it was really good conversation. I think I never had this subject before, so I like it so much.
That's great, guys. Thank you to all of you. We have another immersion in 5 minutes, and I will close this room and say bye-bye to you too. Thank you all, and have a nice
Bye.
week.
See ya.
Bye-bye.